Arizona's vast desert landscape would be completely uninhabitable without water. Central Arizona Project helps Arizona conquer this obstacle.
The CAP, Central Arizona Project, has dramatically changed the economic outlook for Arizona.
Well, our canal is 336 miles long. It stretches from Lake Havasu on the Colorado River and runs pretty much west to east, and takes a right turn just north of Phoenix and goes down through Phoenix and the Phoenix metropolitan area, through Pinal County, and through city of Tucson, and then ends a few miles south of the city of Tucson.
By utilizing canals, recharge stations, and modern engineering, Central Arizona Project is able to make water available in even the absolute driest sections of the state.
Lake Havasu, where we begin pumping, is a lot lower elevation-wise than where our final delivery point at the south of Tucson is. So the water has to be pumped uphill, right out of the lake, Lake Havasu. It's pumped uphill several hundred feet. We have 14 pumping plants along the way to help pump it up.
Central Arizona Project has been responsible for the monumental task of transporting water from the Colorado River in western Arizona to 3 Arizona counties since 1968. And in turn has become a substantial catalyst to Arizona's economic development.
We know that we deliver water to our customers, but we never were able to quantify the exact economic impact of the Central Arizona Project. So a few years ago we asked Arizona State University to do that for us. And what ASU found in their study was that from 1986 to 2010, when we were actually delivering wet water for the first time, we generated in excess of $1 trillion to Arizona's gross state product, $100 billion a year to the state's economy, and are responsible for a very large number of jobs, about not responsible, but contribute to the ability to have 1.6 million jobs a year in Arizona.
Central Arizona Project was created by 1968 congressional legislation aimed at settling water disputes between California, Nevada, and Arizona over use of water on the Colorado River Basin, and as a part of a larger 1922 compact that gave Arizona access to the Colorado.
Arizona is interesting because we're the bookends of the reclamation projects in the country. Roosevelt Dam and all the work that went into the creation of Roosevelt Dam, where we had ag users in the valley put up their property to provide the collateral for the building of Roosevelt Dam. And we are the other bookend for reclamation projects in Arizona, and that is the Central Arizona Project, where the people of this state recognized that they needed to make a commitment for our future.
Arizona gained access to water from the Colorado River after a series of court battles with other lower basin states, and was allocated the money to build the infrastructure to run CAP today. In return for the federal government paying for the project's infrastructure costs, CAP must repay $50 million for 50 consecutive years.
The Central Arizona Project from beginning to end cost approximately $4 billion to build. Some of the purposes of CAP include what we'll call federal responsibilities, recreation, things like that, deliveries to the Indian tribes, which are federal protected tribes. It's a federal trust responsibility. So those functions of the CAP canal are not reimbursable. But other functions, non-Indian agriculture, municipal and industrial deliveries, things like that, that portion of the original cost is allocated to be reimbursed. It's about $1.6 billion. We have to pay it back. We pay it back by collecting certain revenues from our customers, using some of our property taxes. It costs over $50 million a year to repay the federal government, and it's a 50-year repayment program.
With the number of customers increasing and the water concerns of other states mounting, CAP is facing a hard realization about potential Colorado River water shortages head-on.
Recently, how things have been changing is as Lake Mead, our main storage reservoir on the river, has been declining in elevation, we have begun preparing ourselves for a mandatory reduction of our supply from Lake Mead by voluntarily conserving more water, either storing it underground, more of that, or leaving water behind in Lake Mead. We can't conserve ourselves out of a shortage, but we can put it off and maybe make it not as severe by doing some of those things.
For Arizona Capital Television, I'm Sam Collins.